"You'll be back," she said. "You haven't even been in anything." My boss was right. I was leaving without having done any paid shows, but here I was leaving my safe, secure 9-to-5 job to be an actor. You don't realize this now, but in the next few minutes, you're going to rethink everything our parents and teachers taught us about the acting thing. If you're anything like me, you got out of school ready to be a success and use what you learned to be a successful actor and use your talents performing for eager audiences on TV, film, or in the theater. But I found out quickly that they didn't teach us one very important thing. There are two kinds of actors, those who bring the check to the table and those who get the checks in the mail. Which do you want to be? I don't know about you, but I wanted to be the second kind of actor, the kind that gets checks in the mail. But they only taught us to be the first kind. Do you remember what it felt like to dream about your actor life and what being an actor meant to you? I remember, and I thought it was going to be great. And then real actor life hit. Everyone says that the acting business is tough and that your chances of making a full-time income are slim because in real life you need to make money while you build your dream career. And that's why 98% of actors quit the business before they turn 30 years old. Because unless mommy and daddy are paying the bills, you'll get a job and by the time you're done working, you're too tired to focus on your career. That's where I was. Broke, frustrated, and going nowhere doing shows for friends and family. The same friends and family. Sound familiar? It wasn't supposed to be like this, was it? Why didn't our parents and teachers tell us that we were just going to be slaves, working day in and out just to pay bills that have nothing to do with acting? Waiting tables, temping at an office, living with 5 roommates, begging your parents for money, never getting auditions because you're too busy working. Why didn't someone tell us that once we were adults that we would have to give up everything we ever wanted just to pay bills? Think about it. We were taught that if we just continued to hone our craft and get good, then we would be discovered by someone, right? But guess what? That's not true. In the real world, you need to support yourself while you hone your craft and learn how to live as an actor, to be an actor. And most people never make it. If you're like I was, you're dreaming about sharing your gift and getting the accolades you deserve. You're working with some amazingly creative people and doing work that inspires, fulfills, and entertains you and others. Now imagine your fantasy financial situation. I bet it's a comfortable life. I'll bet you have feeling of freedom, something you don't have now. I'll bet your fantasy acting life does not include begging a boss for time off, hoping someone will cover your shift, worrying about health insurance, wishing you'd get fired, but terrified of it too. But isn't this what our teachers taught us? Take classes, get backstage every week, and get a job waiting tables or bartending. If that doesn't work in a short while, get more schooling, meet the right people, and maybe that'll work. And if not, teach acting. Don't get me wrong, the teachers that have taught us how to act are great. They taught us how to act, but not how to be a successful actor. And there's a huge difference. My friends who were far more talented than me and had degrees from acting schools were starting to quit. They were getting older and they started saying things like, "I just can't stand being broke anymore." I had a desk job myself and was about to throw in the towel too. I was broke, frustrated, and going nowhere in my acting career. Then $20 changed my whole life. It's a weird story, but it ends with me making almost $400,000 from acting work. You see, about 11 years ago, I found a terrible, scammy-looking website that told me I could make money online. I said to myself, this looks like a scam, but what if it were true? And I could make money without a job. Then I could actually use my time acting instead of just paying bills. I was skeptical, I'm from New York, but I figured I had nothing to lose. So I became determined to find out and make it work. Because I had a dream of what I could do and who I could be without a job. I started reading books, watching documentaries, going to seminars, and becoming the kind of student that my parents and teachers wish I had been in school. But when someone asked me why I was reading a book at my desk and why I was spending so much money on seminars and books, I answered with a loud voice, I want to be free. Debt-free, job-free, boss-free, bill-free, time-free. But here's what I learned that scared me. Even though our parents and teachers told us to go to school, get good grades, and find a good job, they never told us the one thing that should scare you too when you hear it. When someone controls your time and money, they control your life. And I refuse to let someone else control my life anymore. I don't know about you, but if you're an artist and want to do something on your own terms, make money, and still be free, then you're probably like me. And that means that you have that desire to learn whatever you have to learn, find whatever you have to find, buy whatever you have to buy, and do whatever you have to do to break free. But no matter what I did, I couldn't make it work. In fact, I was getting more and more in debt, and I was living from my desk job paycheck to paycheck, with most of it going to debt. I even had my rent on my credit cards, and I was about to throw in the towel and give up trying. Then $20 changed my whole life. Like I said, I found a terrible little website 11 years ago that told me I could make money online. But it cost $1,000 and I didn't have it at the time, but I put it on the last space on a credit card because I wanted to change the path I was on. There's an old saying that if you keep doing what you've done, you'll keep getting what you've gotten. I was willing to change what I was doing because I wanted a different path. I paid the $1,000 and opened my mind. And since it cost so much, I actually paid attention and did what it said. I learned about selling other people's books from that website. And at first, I tried to do what it said, but I lost even more money. And then more. But I wasn't going to give up. I had spent $1,000 and I learned more with each failure. And that was a lot of learning. Until one day I made $20. I wasn't working at my job. In fact, I was at rehearsal when I suddenly realized that this little website I had made selling other people's books made me $20 that day. Well, that was just the beginning. I figured that since I could learn to make $20 in a day, that if I kept going, I could learn to make $200 in a day. At first, I only made a little, but I kept doing it until it became simple. Then one day, I made $1,200 in one day, just selling other people's products on my website. That was the day I quit my day job and I never looked back. And free from the day job, I could suddenly do anything I wanted. What will you do in that situation? I wrote books, I went on vacation, I saved money, I bought property. But best of all, I met agents, went on auditions, and became a full-time actor. Since I make money without a day job, agents and casting directors call me in because I can always be there. I don't have to call them back or get permission or any of that. I always say yes. So I've been able to go on auditions, do shows, and shoot dozens of commercials. I've done very little film and TV, but in my career so far, I've managed to make over $400,000 strictly from acting work. I know, I can hardly believe it either. And my family started seeing me on TV. My mom actually started telling people that I was an actor instead of being embarrassed and proudly asking, "Have you seen my child on TV?" And my neighbors see me and they will stop me in the street. "Hey, I saw you and I told everyone that I knew you." You see, once I got free of spending most of my time trying to make money to live on, I could actually do what I actually wanted to do. But what about you? What will you do when your website makes you money all day and night? Write that web series, travel on long vacations, start shooting your own work, play video games, write a novel, eat at fancy restaurants, be a working actor, go get famous. Be free to do whatever you want, because no matter what you are doing, you can set up a system that creates money for you and deposits cash directly into your bank account 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it's much simpler than everyone says. So now I've put everything I learned into a quick, easy, downloadable e-course for people who want to be that second kind of actor, the kind that gets checks in the mail. No more waiters, how to build your acting business without a day job. When you get this e-course now, you'll learn how to have a cash-generating system just like mine, and you can live the life you want to live. For me, that meant being a full-time actor. Remember, there are two kinds of actors, those who bring the check to the table and those who get the check in the mail. What would you want to be? No More Waiters, how to build your acting business without a day job. When you buy No More Waiters now, you'll get detailed examples, specific strategies, and complete step-by-step directions to make money by setting up a system that sells stuff for you. Instead of having some job that takes up all of your time and creative energy that barely pays you enough anyway, you'll be able to proudly say that you are a full-time actor or writer or dancer or anything you want, because you'll learn the things that took me literally years to learn. Learn why so many people fail and quit acting, and how to avoid their mistakes. Take control over your time and put your passions, craft, and projects first in your life instead of your boss's panic attacks. Forget about waiting tables, watching babies, or walking dogs. When you buy No More Waiters now, you'll also learn to destroy self-sabotaging behaviors like procrastination and delaying and perfectionism. You'll learn to wake up with money in your account each day, and so much more. If you're looking for a way to ditch your day job so you can go on and pursue a full-time actor lifestyle, then this is the e-course you need. Buy your copy of No More Waiters now. Just the first 5 minutes can completely turn your life around and put you on the path to living the life of your dreams. I know because I'm living proof that it can work. Click below to get your copy, open it immediately, and know that you can do it. Stop waiting tables, stop waiting to be discovered, and stop waiting for a miracle. Start today. Buy your copy of No More Waiters now. There's no worries. The product comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee. So what's the catch? There's always a catch, so here it is. You're about to get life-changing information that literally took me thousands of dollars and years of trial and error to learn. But I had the courage to take action on it. You are about to get this information for practically pennies, so you might not value it or act on it because of how easy it is for you to get it now. Remember, I paid $1,000 just to get started, so I took it seriously. And people are constantly asking, is this a scam? It sounds too good to be true. And I don't understand why they ask when there are so many successful sites out there generating cash for people who own them. But here's the thing, the only difference between what you want and what you have is applied knowledge. So listen carefully, here's the catch. You are about to shortcut the system and just buy the knowledge from me, but you'll have to apply it yourself. I can't do it for you. You have to act now on the information. Just reading it won't do it. If you want to act now, then you have to act now. Here's what Michelle Dyer, author of Survival Jobs for Actors and Stay-at-Home Mom, says. Bones teaches you to own a kind of vending machine, but one that works online. Now that I have a baby to watch, it is fantastic to get an email that says, you just made a sale with money that gets deposited directly into my bank account. Bones Rodriguez's materials show several ways to make that happen. Here's why she said that. When you get this course now, you'll see that I like to make things simple and understandable. I know that you've probably bought something from a vending machine before, right? Maybe candy, soda, juice, toys, whatever. When you did that, the owner of the machine made money. They weren't there selling you the candy or soda. Their machine did the selling for them, and it also makes money for them. You can have the same thing, but your website is like your vending machine, paying you 24/7 whenever someone buys something from it. Does that make sense? Then buy right now, because this offer might go away at any moment. First, I can't keep this No More Waiters package at this crazy low price much longer, and I'm losing money to get this in front of you. Like I said, this is purely a test price to get as many new actors as I can to join this movement of independence and tell others. People keep asking if it's an MLM pyramid deal, and the answer is unequivocally no. This is about setting up websites that pay you. No friends, family, or meetings, none of that. What I have for you here is the real deal. Don't miss out on this. Second, the bonuses will only be available for a short while. They're part of my special testing, and if you're reading this letter, it means you're in luck and they're still available. And third, let's face it, if you don't act on this now, you may never act on it. And that means missing out on a potentially life-changing opportunity. So my only question is, why? Why miss this chance and miss out on your freedom? Why would you quit acting like 98% of people just because you don't choose to get this right now? Click away from this page, and it's likely that this new chance, this unique opportunity will drift away and get lost in the shuffle of life. Please, don't let that happen. Every day that passes is another day that gets you closer to quitting and never really getting the chance to show the world what you can do. And then you'll have to hear it from all the people who will say, I told you so, again. I refuse to hear that, but that's the type of person I am. But what about you? You owe it to yourself this time. Hit the button below and at least check out that the No More Waiters lifestyle is everything I say it can be for you and other people just like us. If you wake up tomorrow and decide you'd rather not take action and not change anything, that's your choice. But remember, if later you wish you had gotten it, a minute later, a day later, or a week later, it'll just be too late. So don't risk it. Click the big button below, read, watch, and learn everything for 60 days risk-free, and then decide. Buy your copy of No More Waiters now. By now, you know that what other people do doesn't work. Working a job, getting into debt, and relying on just one stream of income to survive. Never having the time, money, or energy to really get your acting career going. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by learning what's in this course, and it comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Stop waiting. Just imagine what it will feel like when you are living the life you want to live, free of a day job, a boss, or money troubles. Isn't that worth you getting this right now? Click the buy button right now and get started exactly 3 minutes afterwards. Buy your copy of No More Waiters now. I'll see you on the inside.